Shapeshifting is hard to believe unless captured on camera, so today we have the proof for you to see. This first video is courtesy of user Valhu on TikTok, who opened their front door to a creature that almost looks like a deer, but missing ears, and the eyes are definitely not in the right spot. For reference, not deer are described as looking like a deer from a distance, but then as you look at it longer and you get closer, you're like, oh, that doesn't make sense. Their movements are described as similar to a newborn deer, but they appear as an adult, with some theories suggesting the creature might be double jointed, or just have like additional joints in their limbs. The most defining feature, however, is that not ears don't have eyes on the sides of their head. They have it more on the front, kind of like a predator. Don't look at me. They normally hang out in Tennessee, but this spotting came from somewhere in Southern California, which I don't want to know what else is there. In a video titled Part 2, We Called Him Wereboy, Wisconsin investigator Donna Fink told of her 2012 sighting of a strange werewolf-looking boy in a strange white van. This incident took place in Rock County, Wisconsin, between Milton and Whitewater on a bright sunny Sunday afternoon at around 3 o'clock. The weekend before, Donna had gone into the woods, her Bigfoot research area, and while she and her husband were in the woods, they heard a loud buzzing rhythmic sound. They were like, it's kind of similar to a transformer type noise because it was really loud, really repetitive, but they didn't really know what it was, and then they heard a branch crack, like a really big one. So as they were getting the heck out of the woods, they passed a mud hole that they'd observed on their way in. But this time there was 2 wolf prints, so Donna stopped to take some photos. Now, they were like, this is kind of strange because they hadn't seen a wolf anywhere, and it's only 1 square block of woods by a farm. Well, when Donna and her husband were back to the same area the following weekend, and they were driving on the left side of the road, they saw what they described as a wereboy. So he looked normal at first until he looked up at the duo, and then they're like, oh, he's got big teeth, he's got matted hair, kind of like he's been living under a rock or a bridge or who knows what. So when the duo saw him, they screamed and made a U-turn because they're like, we gotta get this on video. So like we said before, his teeth were very big, very flat, twice the size of human teeth, and instead of the white ones, there was yellow, green, brown, bleh. His eyes were a little darkened around the rims, but he had a normal nose, bit of a brow ridge, and also, one very strange thing, he had clean clothes on. But the weirdest physical trait he had was a muzzle. Not a big one, more like a chimpanzee. Donna and her husband were terrified of what the possible outcome of the situation could be, and they're like, maybe let's go down by the cemetery. We'll turn around, we'll get the video cameras, the cell phones out, and just try and take a video and pictures. But then, out of nowhere, this white double-decker panel van, completely brand new, no markings on it whatsoever, pulled up near the wereboy. And while Donna isn't sure how many people were in the van, she definitely saw one guy in a regular shirt, no uniform, make the U-turn, pull up next to the creature, get out, door opens, boy gets in, van goes zoom, and they never see it again. Donna and her husband looked down every side street, every driveway, every direction they could think of, but the van just went poof. In Jack Osbourne's Night of Terror UFOs, he teamed up with a couple of his friends. They went off to Utah. Why? Well, they wanted to go explore the notoriously creepy and mysterious Sherman Ranch. This area has been known for a very long time for its otherworldly and unexplainable activity. The 500 acres of isolated land is located between Ballard and Vernal in Utah, and the Sherman family acquired the ranch in the 1990s, but there's been myths for centuries. It was known as UFO Alley, and Desert News reported in 1978 that nearby residents had spotted a dome-shaped UFO over the ranch that was surrounded by this glowing green light. The family reported doorways of light appearing in midair, cattle that vanished, animals that got harmed on their property, crop circle-like patterns in the surrounding fields, unidentified flying objects, orbs, invisible objects, magnetic fields, all sorts of stuff. While investigating the disappearance of cattle, one man reportedly saw a large beast, like a wolf but larger, harassing cattle, so he fired an explosive at the creature that hit the intended target, but the creature didn't slow down and escaped unscathed. In more recent years, a lot of residents of the area have reported seeing strange lights in the sky, close to the ground, creatures, shapeshifters, and that's where today comes in. So this gang of buddies, joined by UFO expert and former FBI agent Ben Hansen, attempted to figure out, is this all connected? And also, why is this area known for crazy stuff? On the second night of their investigation, there was this crazy lightning that ripped through the area. Osbourne said, it's like something doesn't want us out here. And there was more than a little indication that he was right. So he used some night vision glasses, and he saw something very odd trekking very quickly through the desert. Upright like a human, but then it vanished. He said, I swear to God, I effing saw an S-walker and we got it on effing tape. And he was telling that to his producer, referring to a shape-shifting creature of legend that morphs into various animals, like wolves or bears. And the evidence didn't stop there. They were like, yeah, no, this area is a supernatural hubbub. We're getting out of here. What if I told you that on a remote ranch in Mexico, there was a farmer named Roman Ochoa who claimed to have witnessed something truly out of this world? Alright, picture this. A mysterious creature, neither fully man nor beast, caught in the act. So this owner of the Ojo de Agua Ranch has a tale that unfolds kind of like a cryptic blend of mythology, werewolf folklore, and you get a little bit of extraterrestrial intrigue. So he swears by the existence of naguals, beings believed to have the ability to transform into their spirit animals. And in this case, it's not just like a run-of-the-mill shapeshifter. This is a man morphing into a werewolf, and it happened right on his ranch. According to Roman, the man in question didn't stumble upon this extraordinary power by accident. It's not a curse, not a mishap. The werewolf abilities were alien-based. Yep, an extraterrestrial entity allegedly granted the power of metamorphosis to this unsuspecting human. Alright, let's talk about evidence, because that's what you're here for. There's a photo. We've got this. So you can see the creature in question, halfway between man and werewolf, paws eerily resembling human feet. Just like imagine being inches away from this, and somehow, apparently, nobody was harmed. So we like this kind of encounter. And last year, horrifying footage appeared to show a shape-shifting witch lurking in a family's garage. The alleged sighting took place when the homeowner heard strange noises coming from inside. Although usually barking away, the man realized his 2 dogs were really silent. And the spooky footage shows the man entering the garage to check on the dogs, but at the same time you see this strange figure lurking behind one of the parked cars, on all fours, kind of like an animal. The figure then moves into the shadows and then shapeshifts into a bipedal figure. And while the man is distracted, one of the dogs notices this and is freaking out. The creature has now apparently sprouted long, spindly limbs, and the man's like, I'm gonna go investigate, while the creature's moving behind the car. So then our witness gets face to face with the shapeshifter and is like, I'm getting out of here. And you see this creature standing on those spindly legs and is roughly the same size as a human. Then they walk out of view as the man is like, hey, partner, get him over here, see what I'm seeing. And according to the timestamp on the video, the creature showed up at the stroke of midnight. Now this clip was filmed in Mexico, and according to local reports, they're like, hey, maybe this is also a nagual, the human witch with the power to shapeshift? Still, stay away. Well, that's all for today, folks. I've been Alexa, your resident ookie spooky girly. See ya!